Willie D Live.
We're programmed to only make products for us. So every single black person that has a business makes it for black people. That's not enough people and too many people trying to hustle on the same block. We got to be able to make products for everybody. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And that's the issue. We are programmed to think we can only do things for us. We can only lead us, and everything we do and that we make is only could be for us. That's why it's called America New. The new America is for everybody, but it's us that are the landlords. That's the difference.
Yeah, you're definitely changing the narrative, man. You're definitely doing your part to change the narrative. But sometimes you have to feel overwhelmed, though.
All the time, but it's so much fun.
Yeah.
It's not an overwhelming thing. It's just too much to do.
But you perform well under pressure. It's like you welcome pressure. And I like what you said a while back when you was talking about how you expect things to be difficult. You expect things to be bad. A lot of people wake up every day and they think the world is just going to welcome them with open arms and it's going to be polite to them and everything is going to go great.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. But I operate similar to the way you do. I expect bad things to happen. I expect life to be difficult on a daily basis. And when it does, I don't panic because I expected that. I expected it. A lot of people, when they don't expect that and something happened, they panic.
I know.
And they lose control and they become desperate and things like that. So by expecting these things to happen, by expecting, something to not always be easy, I'm able to actually deal with a lot of these things easily. I see Steve Rogers here. He owns a club, multiple restaurants and venues in the city, and every day he's putting out fires. He knows that. Being in the business as long as he's been in the business.
That's what the boss does.
He knows that he's going to have to put out fires, and he wouldn't be able to do and be able to operate at his optimum if he didn't understand that. And you just mentioned boss, but here's the thing. I've heard you talk about how first of all, you are a boss, but depending on the context, you don't like the word boss. It's one of the words that irks you because you don't like the idea of
I don't like somebody else being my boss.
You don't like somebody else being your boss. But
that's not going to happen.
But it seems like to me you also, even though technically you are the boss, it seems like you have a problem with that word, period.
Well, I don't have a problem with the word. I just, like when people work, I'll say they work with me. Like you can't work with me unless you have a dream. Unless you want to be the boss of your own, because you're helping me with my dream. And how could you fight for my dream if you ain't fighting for your own? You won't. So I got to watch you fight for your dream. And I don't pay people enough to even be able to retire to work. You only work with me because I can give you an opportunity and I want you to exploit that. So if you don't, and I tell people around me, like, if you have a dream and you're fighting for it and you're around someone that doesn't, all they're going to do is distract you. They have nothing to talk to you about. What are they going to talk to you about that's going to help your dream? All they will do is talk to you about things that will distract you because they have nothing to talk about that they're fighting for. So you have to have a collective of people that are dreaming and fighting for a war, or else they're going to distract you from the war. When I'm having conversations with people in this moment, not always, but right now, I've been investing in this network for 10 years, way over $20 million, and that's out my pocket. And I'm waiting for this thing to turn around. So I already did the record label. I know what that yields. It doesn't do it. I do the fashion. I know what it yields. All those things can only be ancillary things, a division of. But I can't be my business model because it doesn't make enough money unless you're robbing your artist. So when you hear people say, I just sold someone else's masters for a lot of money, they just robbed their artist. You understand what I'm saying? I never took none of my artists' masters. So could you imagine me with Jay-Z's masters or Kanye's masters or any one of the masters? I'd be a trillionaire. But see, the thing about it is, if you keep a creative rich, you get Kanye, you get Jay-Z. Creatives have ideas all day. They just can't make them happen because they ain't got no money, and then they got to get robbed to do it, and it doesn't become the idea they want. So I always wanted to keep my artists rich because it's so interesting what they do when they have money, when the ideas come to fruition. I don't think I deserve to make so much money off somebody else. That's why I had to start doing my own thing. I gave everybody a 15-year head start. Like, I'll help y'all get there so I can have a little competition. Now the games begin. Now I'm going to work on my brand. And that's what I've been doing. So we get to make books. I get to be with principals. I get to do art. I get to do fly shit. As soon as I pulled up, I already knew this was a collective because I do collective. So as soon as I pulled up, I asked myself, that looks like a collective. I already knew it was a collective because I do it. I've been doing it. I've been opening up art galleries since 2005. You know, I like to do different things. I like to start from scratch and just to see if I could do it. So if I could do it like this, I want to see if I could do it like this. So I'm doing it like this now because I already did it like this when I was a teenager. It's too easy. If I could go and do all of this that quick, then I got to go dream bigger. And it just takes a long time. The bigger your dream is, the longer it takes to realize yourself, the more money you got to put out.